Hello everyone, it's Alrighty here and welcome to another video, and it's time to dive back into Studio Series 86 for the wonderful and truly amazing leader class Grimlock and Royally here of course. It is not an understatement to say this is probably going to be the figure of the year for me. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about Cyclone as being the figure of the year and everything like that. And I know I haven't got any of the Voyagers yet from this line. But this one is going to be up there come the end of the year. It is phenomenal. It ticks every single box. It does both modes really, really well. It's cartoon accurate in the most part. There's a couple of things that aren't quite right, but we'll go into that a little bit later. It's built really well, it's chunky, it's hefty, it's a size a leader class used to be back in the day. It comes with some really cool accessories. Not every accessory that fans want, but there are reasons for that as well, which we'll get into. It's just a truly, truly, truly wonderful, wonderful toy. So let's have a quick look at the packaging. You get a nice picture of Grimlock, really like that artwork, with of course Wheelie at the top. You get the original Transformers 1986, the movie logo on the front, and that gives me chills every time I see it, man. Light at the top, if you want to display this in the box. Why you want to do that, I'll never know. You can see the original product shots are slightly different. His chest piece, as I mentioned later on, is a bit lighter plastic. This is actually transparent plastic, and obviously he comes with the display stand, which I'll show you some pictures of a little bit later on. You also get that really cool Grimlock and Wheelie artwork on the side. As I said before, it comes with a couple of accessories. First of all, Wheelie. Now, it's important to remember this is an accessory. It is not a transforming toy, it is an accessory to come with Grimlock because of the few scenes in the movie when they were together. And it's not a bad little sculpt, to be honest. It would have been nice to have some knees, but I understand why they haven't done that, again, because it's an accessory. But you do get some articulation, the head moves, the arms move, you get nothing at the elbows or the knees, but it's fine for what you're going to use it for. It's to display on Grimlock. And I believe... yeah, you can take out his little slingshot if you really wanted to. Why you would want to do that, I don't know, because you'd bloody lose a thing. It also comes with a beautifully, beautifully sculpted blaster, which is very close to the G1 toy, obviously just a little bit bigger. Now, it doesn't come with a sword, and the reason for that is that he didn't use it in the movie. This is a movie line. And in fact, he only uses the blaster in one scene.
Me, Grimlock, need new strategy.
So you can understand why he didn't actually come with his sword. And I know some fans will want that, but I am 99.9% sure this is going to get a reissue. Probably without Wheelie. I think we'll have toy accurate colours. And I think, and I hope we have a select G2 version, because I will be all over that. The other great thing about this is the transformation. It arcs back to G1, it really does. Very, very similar to the G1 toy, with this piece shifting up and the doors opening to reveal his head and all that kind of good stuff. It's really, really cool, really cool. Now, in his dinosaur mode, let's face it, this is how he spent the majority of the movie. You can rotate his head sideways. You can look up and down. You can open his mouth and close his mouth. There is a blast effect peg inside if you want to use some of the Siege blast effects. However, he doesn't actually come with any of the blast effects in this set. His arms are on a ball peg and have a joint that can go up and down. Nothing in the hands, but you don't need any of that really. You get some nice ratcheted rotation that can do a full 360. Trust me, you can. And you do actually get a bend at the knee. I didn't think you did at first. It's actually locked in. But you can get a bend at the knee, which is really, really cool. And just a slight, not really a rocker on the tail. Can get a little bit of up and down, but it unpegs his chest piece down here. It's lovely. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful figure. Now, one thing I will say, I struggled with this. I couldn't work out how to do it. There are two pegs on either side of Grimlock here. and there are 2 holes here, and what you have to do is kind of line them up like that, and then pull the figure round to tab him in. So you think those holes will have to go straight in, they don't, they go the other way, if that makes sense. They go in like that. Now, I like how this looks. I like that he can pose wheelie and he's pretty sturdy. The only thing I don't like is the waffling. I think that could have been filled in as you are seeing. I'd have preferred the waffling to be the other side, if I'm blatantly honest, because you're not going to see the back of it. But it's not an issue, and maybe someone will come up with some kind of kit in order to fix that, or maybe even some articulated legs for a wheelie. Who knows? But it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful figure. I can't say enough great things about it. Now, if you're wondering how we'll scale against the MP, and I'm not going to transform this because I haven't for a long time, can't remember how to do it. That's a scale. It's not a million miles off, and if I'm honest, it feels a bit more sturdier than the MP. Yeah, I think it looks really cool. I think they've done a really, really good job. This actually looks more toy accurate now to me than this guy who's more animation accurate. But I don't think there's that much between them now, to be honest. I love this thing, and this will be saying in Dinosaur mode. I think this guy will actually be staying and living in robot mode, believe it or not. So there is a way to display wheelie in robot mode as well. So I'm going to show you how to transform him. Now, I'm not going to go hands in front of the camera jobby for this because the space that I normally do that in is too small. I can't actually get him in shot. But he's pretty simple, very G1 like. You pull his head back and you then open up his chest and fold his arms out and tidy his arms up on the back. Like so. And you flip his head up like so. You get his chest, pull it up, tap it in. You're halfway there already. Go down to his legs, untab them, open up these sections here, pull this section down, take these sections and concertina them inside, like so, and again this side. Bring his legs down, clip them in place, fold these back, tap them in place, fold these sections back, flip his hands out. There we go, got him out. And then it's just a case of plugging him back together, tidying him up a little bit, clipping his legs, his articulation back in from Dinosaur mode because he's got a different pivot point for his elbow. And yeah, just tied him up, tab the head back, and there we go. An absolutely stunning representation of Grimlock. I'm going to start with a couple of negatives now, just a couple of them, and they're not bad negatives. I think this could have been a bit lighter. I've got no problem with the smoky plastic, but I think it needed to be a bit lighter so you can see that Autobot logo. And I have seen people removing that. I won't be doing that though, to be honest, because I don't think it bothers me that much to actually take it off. I did have an issue with this foot being a little bit floppy, but there's a screw in it, so I've just tightened the screw and it's perfectly fine. And the only other thing is these red little piece of plastic that we use there. It's a shame they were used, but you can't really see them anyway, so it makes no difference. So articulation wise, his head can do a full 360. His wings are articulated, they can go all this way around. You can mess about with his arms on his back, his dinosaur arms, if you really wanted to do that. Arms can go a full 360, and you get over 90 degrees at the elbow and a rotation at the wrist. You get a waist. Very similar hips to Leader Class, Optimus Prime from Kingdom and Earthrise, so out all the way and forward and back all the way. Bend at the knee just under 90, and you get a rocker as well. This thing is absolutely beautiful. You get the blue eyes on it, which is animation accurate, which is really, really cool. So I didn't show you him tabbing on his blaster in Dinosaur mode. It doesn't matter, you can do it, look in the instructions. But let's face it, most of us won't be doing it. We'll be throwing it to one side if he's in Dinosaur mode, or if he's in Robot mode, we will be sticking it in his hand like so. These are Blast Effect compatible as well, which are pretty cool, so you can have that on the go. And another little small nitpicky thing, and it is small, this gap here, it would have been nice to have a panel over the top, but it doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't matter. And the great thing is, Wheelie here can interact with him in robot mode as well. So there is a peg on his thigh, and there is a port on his shoulder, sorry. And you can peg Wheelie on top of his shoulder and have that look going on, which is absolutely awesome. I love this thing. I really do love this thing. It blew me away when I saw it in the packaging, the size of it. It's been a while since I've seen a leader class transformer this size. I wasn't expecting it. And this thing, it's going to be up there for the best robots in 2021 for me, if not the best toy of 2021. It's stunning. I love this. I know it's flawed, but I love it. And I love everything about this figure. And the flaws are me being nitpicky. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Here he is next door to the original G1 Grimlock, who obviously has a sword. But you can really see how this can be slightly redecoed into a more toy accurate figure. Maybe some changes to the legs. You could just have them rotating round and it would have more of the original toy look maybe. I can see that happening, especially with a figure that people will buy over and over. And if you're wondering about the 86 scale, well, here's Cup. So he is a really big boy. He's really, really big. I'm over the moon to have him. And I hope you enjoyed this little show and tell. I suppose it is more than a review. But get one. High recommend from me. He's in stock in most retailers now. Get him before you miss out, man. Now, one thing I forgot to mention about this figure is, of course, his Studio Series, he comes with a display base. So I will leave you with some wonderful images of this figure posed in front of that display background. Until next time, I've been Zork Rider and I'll catch you again very, very soon.
Zork Rider, use your toy collecting reviews. Good or bad or giving their dues. Restoration is